leave travel concession, which is under section 10 subsection 5. Leave travel concession, which is referred under section 10 subsection 5. First of all, friends, listen. What do you mean by leave travel concession? What do you mean by leave travel concession? Okay, friends, tell me, what do you mean by leave travel concession? What is leave travel basically? Say, for example, you are my employees. You all are my employees, and I am sponsoring a travel, a tour for you. I am sponsoring a tour for you. What you can do is, you can travel, then you can stay at hotel, then you can have food, and you can go for shopping. All the expenses incurred by you, all the expenses incurred by my employees are reimbursed by employer. All these expenses incurred by my employees are reimbursed by the employer. Let me ask you one question. Is the employees getting any benefit? Is the employees getting any benefit? Yes. They can go for travel for free. They can stay at hotel, have food, have shopping, etc. at the cost of employer. Yes or no? So there is a benefit given by the employer to the employee, and this can be normally called as what? Perquisites. If you can call it as perquisites, then the employee should pay taxes for the value of perquisite that he received from the employer. Yes or no? If you can call it as perquisite, then the employee should pay taxes for the value of perquisite received from the employer. So, what normally we need to do is, in such scenario, we need to compute the value of perquisite. But while computing value of perquisite, what section 10 subsection 5 says is, if you have gone for a leave travel, then you can claim exemption in accordance with 10 subsection 5. I'm not saying entire cost is exempted. So what the act says, you can claim exemption for the traveling cost alone, which is as per section 10 subsection 5. So when your employer is sponsoring employees tour, you can claim an exemption under 10 subsection 5 subjected to the conditions mentioned under, and the exemption is available only for what? Traveling cost. If your cost of stay, your food, your shopping, etc. has been reimbursed by the employer, that entire amount will be taxable perquisite in your hands. Only for the traveling cost, you can claim an exemption which is mentioned under section 10 subsection 5. Now friends, let's understand how to claim this exemption under 10 subsection 5. So the point is very simple. If you're going for a tour sponsored by employer, the traveling cost, stay, food, shopping, etc., reimbursed by the employer is a perquisite in your hands. Out of that, for traveling alone, you can claim an exemption under section 10 subsection 5. Now the question is, what are the conditions for claiming exemption under 10 subsection 5? So let's understand the conditions under 10 subsection 5. So listen, first of all, there is a limit. Before understanding what are the conditions, first of all, let's understand the limitation. You can go for two travels. You can go for two travels out of 4-year block. In a 4 calendar year block, you can perform up to 2 journeys, 2 travels, and claim this exemption under 10 subsection 5. Are you all listening? So the first condition that they say is, can you go for n number of travels and claim exemption? No. You can go for n number of travels. That is your choice. The employer can reimburse n number of travels. That is his choice. But income tax department have a choice. They only will say, in a period of 4 calendar years, only 2 journeys performed by you is eligible for exemption under 10 subsection 5. What is this 4 calendar year block? What do you mean by a block of 4 calendar year? That simply means the department has some prefixed blocks. There are certain prefixed blocks. The act says block starts from 1986 to 1989 because this is the first year that the department says. So the first block is from 1986 to 1989. Before that, let me ask you one question. What is your relevant PY? Say the relevant PY is say 22-23. This 22-23 comes under which block? This comes under January 22 to December 25 block. This comes under January 22 to December 25 block. From where this January 22 to December 25 came in? This is 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the relevant prevailing block. Are you all with me? This is the relevant prevailing block. This block is fixed. This block is what? Fixed. Say, I started my employment on 1st April 2024. I got a new job on 1st April 2024. I will automatically fall on which block? 22-25 block. It is not from the day from which I am getting a job. It's not from that date you have to count 4 years. The 4 years is fixed. Whenever you get a job, whenever you go for a travel, you automatically fall into the prefixed block. Are you all listening? So there are prefixed blocks in income tax. So the relevant block is 22-25. So if you perform any number of journeys, then up to 2 journeys in this particular block, you can claim what? You can claim an exemption under 10 subsection 5. So the first point is any 2 travels or 2 journeys out of 4 calendar year block, you can claim exemption under 10 subsection 5. That is the first point that you should know. Now, listen, moving on to the second point. So, what is the relevant block, friends? Relevant block. It starts from January 22, ends with December 25. Say, I haven't performed any journeys. I haven't performed any journeys in this particular block. Then department say, I can perform up to 2 journeys. Yes or no? I can perform up to 2 journeys in a normal calendar year block. I could have performed 2 journeys in this particular block, but I haven't performed any journeys. So what department say? In such scenario, I can take one of the unperformed journey to the next block. Which is the next block? Starting from January 26, ends with 27, 28 and 29, ends with December 29. This is the second block. This block will go like that. Are you all with me? Whether you have job or not, there will be prefixed block. When you get a job, you will automatically fall to that respective block. It is like that. So, what you can do is, in this block also you can perform up to 2 journeys. Yes or no? So in the previous block, if you haven't performed any journeys, what you can do, out of 2 journeys, you can take one and you can carry forward it to the next year, next block. So that simply means in the next block, you can perform 3 journeys, not additional 3 journeys. You can perform additional 1 more journey apart from the 2 journeys. But there is one more point. If I have performed 1 journey and claimed exemption under 10 subsection 5, then I can perform 1 more and claim exemption. If I already have performed 1 journey and claimed exemption in 22-25, I can perform 1 more journey in 22-25 because I can perform up to 2 journeys and claim exemption. That 1 remaining journey I cannot carry forward. Department is very clear. If I haven't performed any journeys in a block, out of that 2, only 1 can be carried forward to the next year. I already performed 1. Remaining 1, can I carry forward to the next block? Not possible. Are you all listening? If I haven't performed any journeys, then out of that 2, I can pick 1 and I can carry forward to the next block. If you have performed 1, then there is no carry forward and all. Now, moving on. Now the point is, will you get your entire traveling cost as an exemption? The answer is no. You will not get the entire traveling cost as an exemption. There are certain other limits also. So let's understand which all are the limits. So let's understand the limits where you can claim an exemption under 10 subsection 5. So the limit department say is, I have converted it into a table. So let's understand how exactly is that limits. Listen. So if the journey is performed by air, that means you preferred a flight. Are you all with me? Say you are in Chennai and you took a flight and you visited Delhi. You took a flight and visited Delhi. Now, all the flight ticket, your other cost, everything has been reimbursed by me. Who am I? I am the employer. You are my employees. You performed a journey from Chennai to Delhi by flight. How much will you get as exemption? The exemption will be maximum air economic class fare of the shortest route. That simply means if you have gone in business class, you will get maximum economic class ticket cost as the exemption. Say for example, business class ticket cost was 1 lakh. 1 lakh is too much. From Chennai to Delhi, say we will say 45,000. 45,000. Then the economy class ticket cost is say 20,000. I have reimbursed 45,000. I have given the entire cost, but the maximum exemption that you can claim is only 20. Even though you have performed the journey in business class, you will get the maximum exemption only of the economy class. That's what they say, provided if you perform the journey by flight. If you are performing the journey by flight, then you will get the maximum exemption. What is the maximum exemption? Air economic class fare of the shortest route is your maximum exemption. Moving on. If you are performing the journey by rail, you pick a train, then what is your maximum exemption? Air conditioned first class fare of the shortest route. You can claim air conditioned first class AC fare as your exemption. Now, you are performing by any other mode. What do you mean by any other mode? You are going by road, by a two-wheeler or a car, you are performing by road. Then, first thing I have to check is whether your place of origin and place of destination have a railway connection. Say you performed a two-wheeler journey from Chennai to Delhi. You go, you pick a bullet for your journey. Alright, so journey was actually performed in a bullet. Now the question is whether there is a rail connection between Chennai and Delhi. The answer is yes. If your place of origin and place of destination have a railway connection, what you need to do? Maximum exemption is not your petrol cost. Is the maximum exemption shall be an amount not exceeding air conditioned first class rail fare by the shortest route to the place of destination. Even though I have reimbursed all your petrol costs, you cannot claim that entire amount as an exemption. Your maximum exemption shall be how much? The AC first class fare of the journey if you have performed that journey in a train. As if you have performed that journey in a train. Maximum exemption shall be Chennai, Delhi, first class AC fare. That's it. Not more than that. Are you all listening? Moving on. If the rail service is not available, that means you have performed the journey to Himalaya. There is no railway track from Chennai to Himalaya. So if you have performed the journey to Himalaya, then in two-wheeler, you perform the journey in what? Two-wheeler. Himalayan ride. Alright. So there is no railway connection between Chennai and Himalaya. So what to do? In such scenario, you should check whether there is a recognized public transport system exists. You should check whether there is a recognized public transport system exists. To Ladakh and all, to the Himalayan top mount and all, there is no recognized public transport system. What is recognized public transport system? A normal licensed bus is a recognized public transport system, or a stage carriage like a tourist bus, trip bus, etc. If you have a recognized public transport system, if the answer is yes, then maximum exemption shall be amount not exceeding first class or deluxe class fare, as the case may be, on such transport system by shortest route. That simply means the maximum exemption shall be first class or deluxe class fare of that recognized transport system. Now the point is, you have visited the top of Himalaya in a bullet. There is no rail connection and there is no recognized public transport system as well. If there is a rail connection, you don't have to check anything. The rail fare, that's what you can take. There is no rail as well as there is no recognized transport system. Then how much is the maximum exemption? This is comedy. How much is the maximum exemption? Listen, amount equivalent to air conditioned first class AC fare, rail fare for the distance of journey performed by the shortest route as if the journey had been performed by rail. Are, what do you mean by this? There is no railway connection first of all. There is no public transport system as well. You performed your journey in some other mode. Are you all listening? Then how much is the exemption? The first class AC fare as if you have performed the journey by rail. How do you get that rail cost? How do you get that rail cost? You take your phone, call the Indian Railway. Hello Indian Railway, I know that you don't have a railway connection to Himalaya, but Say, think it as an ideal situation. Say, what if you have a railway connection? What would have been the first class AC fare? If you ask such questions, what they will say? They will say a lot of things. That's for sure. Right? Even if you ask about a train timing, they will never respond. Alright, they are supposed to respond. They are inquiring. If you call them and ask for a train timing, they will never respond. Now you are asking something which is not there itself. What if if it would have been a rail connection between my place of origin and destination, what would have been the railway cost? How do you find it out? Very simple. You find the nearest railway station, then you check the first class AC fare to that station, you claim it as your exemption. This is what we do practically. We cannot find out. It is not per kilometer. It's not per kilometer. Depends upon the train also, it changes. Vande Bharat and normal ticket train cost is altogether different. So depends upon the train, depends upon the running time, the fare also changes. Alright, so it is not basically per kilometer. So there is no other way. What you need to do is pick the nearest railway station, you find out the first class AC fare. That you can easily find out. That you can check from the apps or website itself. You find it out, you claim that as your exemption. So this is what the Act says. So it is very simple. Listen, let's repeat it again. If you have performed the journey in air, first class AC fare, economy class. If you have performed in train, first class AC fare of rail. If you have performed in some other mode where there is a rail collection, then again first class AC fare of the train ticket. Then you performed in any other mode, there is no railway connection, but there is recognized public transport system, then deluxe class or first class fare of that particular public transport system. You performed in some other mode, there is no rail, no public transport system, then first class AC fare of the train ticket, as if you have performed the journey by way of a rail or by making use of train. That's what they say. So this is what the maximum exemption that you can claim. Now it's not yet over. Now you can perform the journey during your period of service or after retirement. Absolutely no problem, and you can claim this particular exemption as well. Say after retirement, you performed a journey like this, and your employer has given you complete reimbursement also. Absolutely no problem. You are still eligible to claim what? Exemption. After retirement also, you can perform such journeys and claim what? Exemption. Now listen, there is another problem here. That means, see, your family, your children, you can pick everyone. It is not you alone. You can perform this journey along with your family members as well. What do you mean by family members, friends? What do you mean by family members? Respond. Spouse, wife, that spouse means wife, then children, etc. But there is a limitation for the number of children. You cannot take all of your children and you cannot claim full amount as an exemption. What department says is, listen, so restriction on number of children. So what they are saying is, exemption can be claimed for any number of children born on or before 30th September 1998. So if you are born, if your children is born on or before 30th September 1998, you can take n number of children, but it should be your children. Alright, you can take, say you have 5 children, which is born before 30th September 1998. You can take all of them and you can claim all their traveling costs as an exemption. But in addition to that, exemption is available only for 2 surviving children born on or after 1st October 1998. That simply means, say, I have 5 children which is born on or before 30th September 98. And I have 3 more children which is born on or after 1st October 1998. So how many children I have? Say I have 8 children. This is my only job. I have 8 children and I took 8 for a family trip. I took 8 of them for a family trip. Now the question is, me and my wife, 8 children went for family trip. Can I claim all of our traveling costs as an exemption? No, you cannot claim I cannot claim all of my traveling costs as an exemption. What I can claim is my cost, done. Wife's cost, done. 5 children which is born on or before 30th September 1998, I can take. But those 3 children, out of these 3 children, I can only take 2 children's traveling cost as an exemption. So that's what they say. If you have some children which is born on or after 1st October 1998, then out of n number of children I have, I can take only 2 children's traveling cost as an exemption. I can take all of my children. That is my choice. But I am not supposed to claim exemption for the traveling cost of other children. I can claim only maximum 2 children's traveling cost. Now listen, they are also saying one more thing. Say, this 3 children, are you all listening? This 3 children I have, which is born on or after 1st October 1998, after the first birth, I have a twins. First, I have a daughter. Thereafter, I had 2 sons, that 2 twins. Then I have 3 children. Yes or no? But department say, however, the children born out of multiple birth after the first child will be treated as one child only. The children which is born in multiple birth after the first child should be considered as one only. What do you mean by that? I have a daughter first. Thereafter, I have 2 sons, that 2 twins. I have 3, but I can take it as 2. That means I can claim exemption for all of 3s. Are you all with me? If it is vice versa, I cannot. After twins, if I have one more born, then it will be counted as 3 itself. Are you with me? After the first birth, the next is multiple. It can be double, triple. Are you all listening? It can be double, triple, how much ever God gives, I can take. All right. That will be counted as only 2. That's what they say. But vice versa, not possible. I have already twins. I have to stop it. Done. Then I have already a twins. Thereafter, I have one more child. That will be counted as 3 only. So that's what the department says. Now, fixed travel allowance given by the employer to the employee will be always fully taxable. This is not allowance. This is perquisite. And what is the difference between allowance and perquisite? Allowance means every month salary, my employer will give me some additional amount for the tour. Here it is not like that. The employer himself is sponsoring my tour, or he is reimbursing my entire tour expenditure. Out of that, traveling cost I can claim as an exemption under section 10 subsection 5. So listen, let's sum up the entire 10 subsection 5. Listen, if I am performing a tour, my traveling cost, my food and accommodation, my shopping, etc. will be taxable as perquisite. However, from the traveling cost, I can claim an exemption under 10 subsection 5. How much is the exemption? Up to 2 journeys performed in a block of 4 calendar years, I can claim exemption. That traveling cost, there is a restriction. Performed in air, economic air class. Performed in rail, first class AC fare. Performed in other mode where there is a rail connection, first class AC fare. Performed in other mode whether there is no rail connection but there is public transport system, deluxe class fare. Then no public transport system, the first class AC fare as if I have performed that particular journey in rail. That's what they say. And while performing this, there is one more thing. Your journey should be within India, otherwise you will not get the exemption. If you travel abroad, I went to France, I can. The entire cost reimbursed by my employer will be my taxable perquisite. The journey should be performed within India. That is also important. Now, there are multiple points. Say, for example, from Chennai, initially I visited Kerala. Then I went to Jammu. Then came back to Chennai. Alright, so first I went to Kerala. Then I went to Jammu. Then I came back. Like a triangle. If it is so, then how to claim the exemption? From which is my place of origin? Chennai. Which is my farthest destination? Jammu. Farthest destination means the longest destination. So, if I perform this journey straight away to Jammu and for coming back, what exactly is the traveling cost? That only is my maximum exemption. I will not get multiple performance as an exemption. If I visited multiple locations, then from the place of origin to the farthest point and coming back. That is the maximum exemption that I can claim under 10 subsection 5. That simply means the flight ticket incurred by me to visit Kerala, then from Kerala to Jammu, not possible. Straight away from Chennai to Jammu, thereafter Jammu to Chennai, it is possible. Not Chennai, Kerala, Kerala, Jammu, not possible. That's what they say. Multiple location travel, place of origin and till the farthest destination. How much is the ticket cost? That much amount you can claim as an exemption under 10 subsection 5. The rest you cannot. Are you all listening? Hope it is clear. This employee can be a citizen of India or a non-citizen, doesn't matter. And again, as I've told you, this is only for the traveling cost you can claim exemption. For the other costs reimbursed by your employer, you cannot claim any exemption. And I hope this much is super clear for you. Alright friends, so now let's solve some problems in relation to this. So can you take page number 6, question number 10. Alright friends, so let's solve it together. So let's read the question. Mr. D went on holiday on 1st December 2022 to Delhi with his wife and 3 children. One son aged 5 years, twin daughters aged 2 years. They went by flight and the total cost of tickets reimbursed by his employer was 60,000. 45,000 for the adults and 50,000 for 3 minor children. Compute the amount of LTC exempted. So let's compute it together friends. So Mr. D went on a holiday on 25 December 2022 to Delhi with his wife and 3 children. So listen. So there is D, his wife and 3 children. And 3 children is one son aged 5 years and twin daughter aged 2 years. So which is the firstborn? Sir, it is not given in the question, sir. Which is firstborn? One having 5 years is the firstborn. Then the twin daughters having 2 years is the younger ones, right? So son is the first one and twin daughters. So after the firstborn, there are twins. So that twins can be treated as one only. Yes or no? So what we can do is 45,000 rupees for the adults and 15,000 rupees for the children. All of them, all the cost. Journey is actually performed by flight and the economy class fare is given. So the entire 60,000 you can claim it as an exemption under section 10 subsection 5. And taxable perquisite shall be nil. Taxable perquisite shall be nil. Why? Because after the firstborn you have twins. So you can take everything. You can take that twins, that 3 as 2. And you can claim the entire cost as what? Exemption under 10 subsection 5. Now take the next question. You have one more question related to that. Take question number 11 and solve it. It is a continuation of question number 10. Okay friends, so that question is actually continuation of question number 10. So what they say, in the above illustration, that is illustration number 10, will there be any difference if among 3 children, the twins were 5-year-old and son 3-year-old? That means the firstborn is twins. Thereafter the son came in. So if it is so, then they have to be treated as 3 only. You cannot treat it as 2. Then they are 3 only. So what to do? For D and wife, they incurred 45,000. That is anyway exempted. For 3 children, they incurred 15,000. That means per children it is 5,000. Yes or no? 3 children, 15,000 per children, 5,000. That simply means out of this 3, only 2 you can claim exemption. Only 2 you can claim exemption. The remaining 1 will be taxable perquisite. Yes or no? So what we can do is, so actual amount is 60,000 and exemption shall be 55,000. How it become 55,000? 45,000 plus 10. The remaining 5,000 will be taxable perquisite. I hope it is also clear. So this is how you compute exemption under section 10 subsection 5. It is easy only. So whatever other costs reimbursed by your employer shall be fully taxable. Apart from the traveling cost, say food, accommodation, shopping, other amenities, entertainment, anything reimbursed by the employer shall be fully taxable as perquisite. Only for the traveling cost, subjected to the conditions under 10 subsection 5, you can claim what? Exemption.
To purchase recorded lectures and textbooks, visit our website www.cajosekurian.com.